Good morning, YouTube. So I'm at one of the nicest rest stops that I have ever been to. I'm on, I think it's Highway 20. I'm heading towards Dallas, Fort Worth. I'm on my way to the airport, heading to Ecuador for Thanksgiving weekend. Today is the day before Thanksgiving. I've been working a lot. I left the last job that I had moved to the US for. Found a better opportunity. Still doing electrical commissioning, but now I am doing it in a data center, working on something called Project Ludicrous, which is a massive data center in Texas. But right now, I get a little break. I'm gonna go home to see the family. Here we go. All right, so I am sitting in my car waiting for an Uber. I'm really fortunate in that my buddy from work, Alex, is letting me park my car at his house, not too far from the Dallas-Fort Worth airport, so I don't have to pay for airport parking. And Uber is going to end up costing me like $15 to go a really short ride. $50. I was expecting about 15. They're definitely doing that surge pricing right before the holiday here, and they really got me. But still, way better than parking at the airport. What has been going on? You guys, I haven't updated you in forever, and a lot has happened. Like I said, I changed jobs, and my plan at the moment is to probably try to get through a few years working up here at this data center or at other similar data center projects in the US. Those of you that have been following me for a long time know that I really have advocated for and tried to convince other people to get into overseas contracting. I was a big advocate for overseas contracting, and my philosophy, my reason for that is I chase the money. And not just how much you make, but how much money you keep. And I was always able to keep the most money because of the tax situation and having my expenses, like where I live and my food and all that, paid for by my employer when I was overseas contracting. And now things have changed a lot. It's just a supply and demand issue. The U.S., we no longer have the Afghan war. We no longer have the Iraq war. The amount of demand for guys like me, electricians and plumbers and carpenters and, those security guys, all the folks that are in the overseas contracting world, the demand for us is way down. And so wages are down. And the demand for data center work and electricians in the States is up really high. So right now, if I'm chasing the money, data centers are where it's at. I'm not going to tell you exactly how much I'm making, but I am making more than twice, well over twice, what I did in my best year overseas contracting. So even when I factor in paying a lot more in taxes and having to, deal with cost of living expenses in the US right now, I'm still way ahead doing this. So if you're like me and you chase the money and you listened to me in the past and got into overseas contracting, you may want to change gears a little bit and see if there's a place for you in the data center world. I don't know how long this boom will last. It's definitely a boom right now. And, eventually it's going to go bust. All things do. Oh, my Uber's here. Gotta go. Never mind. That was not my Uber, just a similar looking car. So there's definitely a huge discrepancy in how much different roles are paying in the data centers. And I zeroed in on what was paying the most. And for me and my skills, that's definitely doing electrical commissioning. But in this town I'm in, Abilene, Texas, it's out in the middle of nowhere. The town is, I would say it's probably grown by about 10% just for this data center project. Project Ludicrous It's aptly named. They are trying to build this huge data center faster than anyone thinks is possible. They've actually expanded from their original plan, and the amount of workers it needs is insane. The amount of people it's drawing from all over the country. I'm not going to talk a whole lot about it. They are very, I don't know what the right word is, controlling about the information that goes out on social media. And, I'm an at-will employee. If they decide that I'm sharing information that they don't want out there, I'm gone. So I'm not going to share any negative opinions, obviously, about the place or the project. And overall, I have positive opinions, but better I just not go into details about it. And if I can't totally share honestly with you guys, then what am I doing here? Anyway, I think my Uber is pulling up now. So I'm going to go. I'll catch you next at the airport. Dallas-Fort Worth is a much nicer airport than I was expecting. Never been here before that I can remember. And I prefer this over Houston. I kind of hate flying through the Houston airport. It's just too big, too disorganized. This was a breeze. Oh, Avianca. Our flight was really late. I do not like flying Avianca. It's not the best airline, but it was about half the price of the United flight for this trip from Dallas to Quito. We got into Bogota over an hour late, and then we didn't land at a gate. We had to get buses from the tarmac to the airport, and there were no buses. We sat there for a long time, and then once we got on the bus, we drove around for about 20 minutes. You could tell a bunch of the people on this flight are missing their connections because they are just flat out sprinting. I probably should have ponied up and taken United. Fortunately, my connection is in about another hour. I've got time. I'll make it, just because I had a really long layover. I am the last person off this plane. I was sitting in the very back. So this being Ecuador, of course, there is no Thanksgiving holiday here, and that means my kids are in school. Now, my oldest knows I'm here. I talked to him this morning on his way out the door, but the youngest has no idea. It's going to be a surprise. He walked right past my shoes this morning and didn't notice on his way out the door. So when he comes home from school, it's going to be a very exciting moment. And we don't get much time, really. I've got today, tomorrow, and Saturday, and then I have to head back to the airport and then scramble back to the U.S. and back to work. I'm going to be tired come Monday going back to work because these flights, they're red-eye flights that I've got. I'm going to be running on no sleep, and I've got a very long drive. I've got like a 2.5, 3 hour drive, maybe even more with traffic from the airport back to Abilene, Texas, where I'm working. It's worth it. It's worth it to see the family. I really missed everybody, but it's gonna absolutely wreck me. We've got our Christmas tree set up. Already getting in the holiday mood, and I brought a bunch of presents. Let everybody get their stuff early. It's not really Christmas presents. I'm kind of doing a double Christmas this year because I can. So everybody's got little gifts, and then they'll get their big gifts for Christmas. But I couldn't come without gifts. Look at all that meat. I'm on the keto diet. Keto. I don't know how to say it. I suspect it's actually keto, but I love it. I get to eat a lot of meat, and I've been losing weight. And to go with all that protein, some more protein. This is actually more protein than I need. I need more fats. I have been on a huge health kick. About 1 year ago, in fact, in 2 weeks, it'll be 1 year, I gave up alcohol, quit drinking altogether. And I really have my buddy Joe to thank for inspiring me, kind of giving me the motivation to start that. And then after, after several months of not drinking anymore, things began to fall into place for starting to work on some other aspects of my life. So really getting my diet under control, just getting healthier. I'm at that age. Like I should have started this a long time ago, but I'm a dummy. I waited until my body started giving me signs that I needed to get my act together, or my later years in life are not going to be that great. So starting to lose weight and exercise and all that good stuff. Basically getting my shit together. Becoming an adult. A little late, but better than never, right? So that's what this diet's about. That's why my face probably looks a little leaner. And it's making a big difference. I'm actually way happier taking care of my body than I was avoiding all my problems and just puttering along the way I was. So, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about this little vacation, going back to Ecuador, visiting the family, and what I've been up to. Kind of scattered all over the place in this video, but it's been too long. I hadn't talked to you guys, and I'm gonna just take you around with me the next couple days while I'm here. See what we can see. Right now, I'm looking out the window at this beautiful park. Beautiful day up here in Quito. Take a look at this. We have a really nice apartment in Quito. I own a home. out of my little farm, but it's small and it's out in the countryside. So we rent this apartment so that the kids can be near their schools and things like that. And it's one of the safe areas of Quito. It's one of the few areas where people actually park on the street overnight. And we've got this great little park to play in, and it's actually clean. One of the rare neighborhoods that takes care of itself and doesn't get dangerous and have garbage all over the place. Ian is crying. He's so excited. Yeah, we really missed each other. You're dropping stuff.
No.
Super excited. We're at Key Centro shopping. Walking around with the family, doing a little holiday shopping here. Let me show you around. We're heading to the food court. My oldest wants to get Menestras del Negro, which is a really good place for like beans, rice, and like meat, chicken or beef or whatever.
No, yo quiero ¿cierto?
I got my little $5 ceviche, well, $5.25. I got the small version. This is not the best place to go get ceviche in the mall food court, but sticking with my diet, put these to the side since I'm not going to eat the carbs. Here we go. Very, very, very salty, but it's still good. But I would have gone with about half that much salt. Food court ceviche. Wish me luck. It's a Coca-Cola tree. They're funny here. They just kind of shorten Black Friday shopping to black shopping. Black shopping signs all over the store. Another day, another mall, another gaudy Christmas tree. Today we're in El Portal shopping, which is the place I usually go when I go to the mall. This is the Xiaomi store. I want to duck in here real quick. So I wanted to get outside, get a little sun, and you'll notice I'm wearing a jacket. You'd think Quito, Ecuador, you'd think Ecuador would be hot, especially a day that's kind of sunny like today, but no. Quito is over 9,000 feet elevation, and so it could be a little chilly. So even, it's overcast right now, but even a mostly sunny day like today, if there's any wind going, it's jacket weather. But let me show you this cool little park that's right next to our apartment. So these cool prehistoric looking plants I've been collecting, taking cuttings out of the park and transplanting them out on my farm. I've actually collected quite a few things from in here. And one that I had to find a different place to get good cuttings, but one I was really excited about. Behind these flowers, you'll see these weird, spiky looking, I don't know what family of tree they are. Something sort of, maybe sort of palm-like. There's one there. I love them. I'm really interested in these trees and the kind of funny little prehistoric looking environment they make. Very cool. So yeah, I found a place to get some of those and sprout them and transplant them out on the farm. But yeah, it's a great little neighborhood park. Very safe spot by Quito standards. The kids are able to come out here and play by themselves. We don't have to come out and keep an eye on them. Right now we rent an apartment in here, but if I find a good one, a good deal on one, I'd love to buy one of these apartments next to this park. Just because our landlord is really old and I'm worried that his family is gonna sell the building when he passes away, and we'll lose our great deal on our apartment. I think I've said this in an earlier video, but for those that don't watch all my videos, I pay $450 per month for this apartment in Quito, in this neighborhood, and it is like a 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom apartment. Here's some more of those cool trees. What do you think?
I like the day.
You like the park? You like the day? This is new, isn't it? The hopscotch, yeah. This is also one of the few places where people actually pick up their dog's poop. That's kind of a chronic problem in Quito, is people not picking up after their dogs, but we just have a little bit of a better culture in this neighborhood. One of the nice things about Quito, and in fact most cities and towns in Ecuador, is it's very walkable. So unlike the United States, and really lots of places, your neighborhood will have just about everything you need. So right now we're about to walk down and buy some avocados. Is it the bike shop that sells the avocados? Is that where we're going? The little bicycle? No. Used to be the... It used to be a little bike shop we go to, and they also sold avocados, but everything you need will be in your neighborhood. Everything is close by. It's just the way it works here. And I tripped. The not nice thing about Quito, at least for me, is the noise. This is a noisy city. So we're in like a quiet little neighborhood, back roads, but even spots like this, there's just a lot of noise all the time. So we got a little corner store, something called a papeleria. That's like a little, I don't even know what you call it, but it's like school supply. They've got arts and crafts store, sort of. A little fruit stand. I don't like this particular one. They have a tendency to gringo price me, so I usually don't go there, but I'm not sure if that's where we're going today. Nope, my wife says no. We got one we like more around the corner. Pharmacy, so like everything is 2-3 blocks away. Everything you need.
Factory.
And though this is a pretty good neighborhood, I probably shouldn't have my phone filming out like this. I kind of noticed that when the teenagers rolled past on the bicycle. It's a quick way to get your phone snatched. Okay. I think this is the fruit store we're going to. My wife says they have everything. So, for those of you that have been kind of waiting for news about Ecuador, wondering about the political situation and the situation with the crime rates in Ecuador, the situation's constantly changing, but I don't really have any new information. I think you're better off looking to folks who are here all the time, such as like Luis of Ecuador, his YouTube channel, or GMA's. People like that, I think are going to be a little more informed. I'm just out of the loop. But what it feels like for me, having been here before, having lived here full time, leaving and then coming back, it feels about the same, at least in my neighborhood in Quito, Ecuador. Doesn't feel particularly dangerous, doesn't feel stressful. It just feels like same old Quito. But there are certainly parts of Ecuador where that is not true. And it may not be true of Quito anymore either, or certain neighborhoods. I'm just too out of the loop to really be dialed into what's going on in areas. And I don't want to theorize a bunch and just give you rumors and bad information. I'd rather lead you to other YouTube channels and other sources for your news that might be a little better informed. And now I'm stuck in Bogota. Apparently there's some fiasco of a software update happening with Airbus planes that is causing a lot of flight cancellations, and it got me. My connecting flight going back to the States was canceled. So apparently I got to spend a day in Bogota, which would be a lot more fun if I had a toothbrush. Yeah, it's a bummer. This is a little weird. I'm looking for some sort of sign that tells me how to get out of the airport. Normally there's a sign that says immigration or baggage or anything. I'm only seeing signs for shopping. I've wandered into some messed up part of the airport. I can't get out. Oh, I see security lines over there. Maybe if I head towards that. Well, that was weird. I had to eventually ask security, and they brought me to a little door where somebody checked my previous ticket and then escorted me through a back way out, because there was no, from that part of the airport, there was just no way out. It was only departures. I've never seen an airport set up like that. Usually people are coming and going. Weird. Now I'm trying to make my way towards immigration. I'm lucky in that the airline, after arguing a little bit, did pony up. They gave me a food voucher, that food voucher was good enough to get 1 water and 1 Diet Coke. It ran out before I could get my coffee. And they gave me a hotel voucher, so I got a place to stay tonight. Wow, an honest airport taxi. So it looked to me like I didn't have transportation arranged to this hotel that the airline got for me. And so I looked it up. There's a shuttle, but like you had to book the shuttle, so I assumed you had to pay for it. Or a taxi ride was like $5, $7, something like that. But when I went to try to take the taxi, they told me, no, there's a free shuttle. I don't have to pay. It's rare to run into taxi drivers that don't try to scam you for a buck, huh? Let's check out this little hotel room. Bathroom. Functional. Little closet. Coffee making area. Free bottle of water. This is the 10th floor at the Hilton. See how this view looks. Not bad. Not bad. I don't plan on doing much in Bogota. Catching up on sleep, going out and buying a toothbrush, but at least I got a nice view. All right, another day, another attempt to get out of Bogota. Hopefully my flight doesn't get canceled again. Here we go. Good thing I got here early. Jesus. Well, at least I'm not the very last one off the plane this time. Close, but not quite. Phew. I am as tired as I look. That was a long travel day. But I've made it home. That is the kind of travel that makes you not want a vacation. Like I loved being in Ecuador, but the traveling home, that was rough. That was rough. I'm planning on going back to Ecuador for Christmas in like 3 weeks. And I'm excited about that as well. But that is some hard travel. That was rough. All right. Peace out, YouTube.